Well, we made it to 2025, people. It's been a wild and crazy previous year, but I will say it was not boring. And I just wanted to take some time, make a little vlog for you guys, just to let you guys know what I have planned for the year of 2025. Woo! So, first things first, like I said the previous year, I got a new job. I'm working full-time, so I'm not as active on YouTube as I used to be. So that's also one of the main reasons why I hired Isaac, the media hunter, to edit my reviews for a little bit. And don't worry, I paid him for it. Don't worry. And but yeah, he did a good job. I thank him for it. I've gone back to editing my videos again, but I really think he did a good job. And be sure, and if you want to support Isaac, look up Isaac the Media Hunter. He makes really good reviews. But and as well as my other videos, I do have some Patreon requests here and there I'm looking to work on. I just did one for the Christmas Hanukkah season, and that was 8 Crazy Nights, and a few others. I'm also working on another gimmick month, similar to Acid Eaters Month, where it's called Dates with Disaster Month. This is where I do reviews of 3 different shows that feature an episode that features a dance scene, or a dance-based episode that is completely bonkers. And I was should I give out the spoilers now and tell you what I'm reviewing? Okay. Well, I'm gonna review the Teen Titans episode Date with Destiny, the Adventures of Pete and Pete episode Dance Fever, yes, with Iggy Pop, and the Owl House episode Enchanting Gromfright. So, I don't know. If you guys think that's a good idea, I'm hoping it comes out alright. And also, because YouTube is so rinky-dink with copyright lately, I don't know if you guys noticed in my last review, I had to mirror a lot of these shots, because I wasn't sure if I was going to get copyright struck or not. I mean, 11 studios working on that thing? Come on. Shockingly, it didn't get struck, so I think it came out alright in the end. Yep. What else? Oh, yeah. I got a list right here, but just to make sure. As far as, like, YouTube failure lists or anything like that, no. I'm not doing them anymore, and I'll tell you why. So, back in the old days, like going all the way back to 2010, like, I just did a bunch of videos on just nudniks making YouTube videos and stuff. It didn't really matter whether it be popular YouTubers, trolls, or whatever. It was just making fun of people. But now looking at a lot of the YouTubers today, like, it's not just about them making crappy videos. A lot of them have been doing very scummy things. Like, I know about the Mr. Beast situation. There was the whole... I saw that influencer boxing event. Yes, I saw Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. It was totally not worth it. They didn't do jack shit in that match. And there were also some cases of YouTubers who I don't want to name, but they did very inappropriate things with people. I'm just going to tell you. But I'm not naming any names. But if you have heard of them, yeah. So, as far as my BattleBots career is going, so I took a little break from the full combat events. I'm not doing as much as I used to the past couple years. I did one of the GSCRL New Jersey events. Yeah, we finally have a local event in Jersey now, which is good. Don't have to fly 8 hours out to Ohio or something. I went to the first few events. I went to the first ever event up in the Sussex County Fairgrounds, and they're having an event this weekend. I'm not competing at that one because I'm getting my bots ready for Motorama next month. And, boy, the last Motorama I went to was 3 years already. Holy crap. But yeah, Motorama is always a lot of fun. I've been competing with Acid Eater, which is the SSP kit that I got from Team Just Cuz Robotics. Because I've been trying to take a break from, like, the full combat, big, fully loaded spinner events, because For one thing, I've been having a lot of trouble with Mondo. I tried, the last event I ran it with, I had all kinds of problems with it. In fact, here's the current version. Come here! The battery's hanging out. Yep, this was the current version. This is known as the Weta X version. And what happened was I competed with this thing at the Nationals. And in the first match I had, the drum locked up. And then it fried my electronics. And it messed everything up. And I tried everything I could to get this fixed. And it would not work. And honestly, like, I haven't been super happy with this version. Problem is, like, the whole gimmick of Mondo is that I can run the drum either way, upside down and right side up. But the drum really wasn't hitting anything, and it also kind of didn't run upside down very well. So, yeah, I actually sent the other version of Mondo to Pete Smith, the builder, and he's going to see if he can fix it up. Because honestly, I'm much more comfortable with that version. And that's the thing, because I'm always happy to being comfortable with the robot that I'm really used to. Like, people are asking me, why do you keep using kit bots? Why don't you build one thing of your own? Well, I do. I have Derpy over there. It's a 2-wheel drive wedge, but it's not going to do well in full combat, just sportsman events. And honestly, and I know it's been 5 years now, but I just wanted to address something that happened a while ago. Back in 2018, the NHRL, Norwalk Havoc Robot League event started. And the grand prize for those events was not just the golden dumpster, but $1,000. And yeah, back then I was in between jobs, and I really wasn't making any money at the time. So, hey, $1,000 is $1,000. And it really is impressive how huge the event has gotten. Like, right back when it started, there was only 12 bots. There was me, Silent Spring, Squishy, Wasp, a few others. It was a small event, but now you look at it now, there's like 200 bots. It's incredible how huge it's gotten. But as soon as those events started, I began to develop a very bad case of hives. I had it on my arms, I had it on my sides, and I had it on my legs. And I had it for like almost the entirety of 2019, and we had no idea what was causing it. We thought it might have been a food allergy or something. It might have been stress, and we later found out that, yes, it was stress-induced. Yeah. Because basically, like, it's one thing when you're doing all these robot events and causing all this expensive damage, but you're doing all that for $1,000? Holy shit, dude. So, I ended up taking third at the first two events, and I won the third one. I got the golden dumpster right up there on my shelf. And I think if I had taken a break after I had won the golden dumpster, maybe the stress would have been resided, but no. I kept doing all these events. I went to Texas. I went to Orlando for Battle Beach. I won that, and I was on a real adrenaline high because of going to all these events. And then 2020 came along, and that year can F off big time. Because with everything that happened, the pandemic, all kinds of crap, like 2020 is a year I want erased from existence. Real talk. But I don't even remember if I went to the January event. But I do know the March event was canceled. And then I guess Austin decided, you know what? The March event was canceled. We'll have a 2-day event in July 18th, 19th, 2020. And it would be 2 separate tournaments, one Saturday, one Sunday. Cool. And I don't know if it was the pandemic or not, but some nudnik suggested that I use a mask to put on Mondo's weapon as a safety guard. Yeah, guess what? It didn't do shit, you idiots. So whoever suggested that, the hell out of here. But, yeah. But what happened was, Like, the first day went all right. I had a pretty crazy match with Shred It Bro. I'm really happy with how Evan has gotten far. He's won about three Norwalks, and he's competing on BattleBots with Shred It Bro, the heavyweight version, and I'm really happy with how far he's gotten. But the first day of the event, my weapon ESC died. Like, I don't know why. I've been having trouble with those reversible ESCs for a while. And do I have, did I have the brick? I have the brick. So, the only other ESC I had available was this, but it's not reversible. And I need a reversible ESC, because if I get flipped upside down, my drum's just going to be going downwards, and, I don't like that. It's got to be reversible. So, I talked to Evan. Evan has everything set up. He had multiple versions of his bot built. He had a Shred It Bro with the fangs, and he had a Shred It Bro with the wedge, because now it's gotten to the point where BattleBots has gotten so crazy, everybody's building multiple versions of their bots. Like, I recall seeing a picture where there was like 4 nightmares all lined up in a row. Like, that's how crazy it's gotten. And the ESC worked for a while, and then in the first match against Shred It Bro on the second day, it just exploded. It went poof. And somehow I won that first match, I guess because I killed Evan's weapon first. But yeah, as soon as that match was done, I had to rush back to the pits. I had to try and figure out, I had to get a replacement ESC and everything. I used this. It worked-ish. But I found out that my drive ESCs were also cooked. JMO tried to help me out. He offered some new ESCs to try and work. None of them worked. The only one that did work made this high-pitched eee, and that was the only one we went with. So I was running back and forth to the test box trying to get this stupid thing to work. Finally, when I got to the main arena, I did one last test, but I was such an anxiety-riddled mess. I tested it with the door wide open, and that's not good. But the match went ahead anyway. I ended up losing. Evan cut right through my lid, hit my battery. But you know what? He deserves it. He had everything taken care of. And me, I was just a hives-riddled mess going home. I had $300 with me. So what are you going to do? But a couple days later, I'm at the hospital for my treatment. And Alex the Hunted texts me saying, somebody posted a video clip on Reddit of the clip where I was testing it with the door open. And, yeah. And next thing I know, Alex tells me, everybody hates me now. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? I don't know. Like, the big problem was I was just such an anxiety-riddled mess. I didn't know what I was thinking at the time. The pandemic made things worse, and that's really the thing with doing BattleBots. It's so stressful. Like, it was stressful during the earlier parts before BattleBots became a thing, to the point I was losing my hair. And then when the Norwalk event started, it's like, it's gotten too much. So, the next event went better. I made it to the final round again. I ended up losing to Billy. Billy! Yeah, but I did get his hat, though. Little Billy hat. And, yeah, and then the event after that, I decided, you know what, I don't know, maybe I'll help the Norwalk guys. I'll do announcing for a bit. And it was a nice little gig, announcing for that event. And then the finals came. And the grand prize for the finals is $10,000 and the golden Brett. And $10,000, especially back then, would be life-changing. So I did everything I could to get Mondo prepared. I put in a 4-cell battery instead of a 3-cell, which made it run faster. Should be all right. And then I put it in the arena, and the weapon ESC doesn't start. So I'm panicking again. So I take it back out. I unplug it, plug it back in, send it back to its corner on the other side of the arena. And then David, the driver of Wasp, decided to test his bot out too. And I'm such an anxiety-riddled panic, I accidentally tapped the weapon stick on my controller, and my drum turned on. Now, nobody got hurt, but after the match, I got approached by the crew. They said, do you want to forfeit your match? You can either forfeit your match against Wasp or forfeit your match against Smee, which was my next opponent. I elected to forfeit against Smee, which, I don't know, because I fought Smee a couple times. It's a very hard robot to fight, but it wouldn't have gotten the robot damaged. But, and then in the loser's bracket, I just lost to Narsil, which I'm not very good against horizontals, but finally, like, as soon as I lost, I just got the hell out of there, and then, so, between all that, between the pandemic, not having a job, and all the crap that was going on, I got fed up, and I tried to hang myself with an extension cord. Thankfully, my parents found me on time, and then they took me to the hospital, and made a full recovery, but they said I can't do Norwalk events anymore. And so after that, I decided to do some some other smaller events. I did Sword. I did the other Connecticut event. Did pretty good at those events. And then finally when Robo Games came back, and I did all right since I wasn't doing the Norwalk events anymore. My hives had subsided, and my anxiety had dropped, and I was doing okay. And and then I talked to the Norwalk guys, and they offered me a job as a referee. And little change from doing all this robot fighting and all this stressful stuff. And it was a paid gig, and it paid pretty good. And it was a nice little change. It got stressful a lot at some points, because not only did I have to count out the bots and all that, I also had to drive Brett the Brick, so I got to be a house roboteer. I also had to keep in contact with the production crew, make sure everything looked good. I had to operate there was this crazy device on top that I guess connects to the bracket, and you had to do all that too. And I did it for about 2 years, and then like at some point I just got tired. But I mean, you're out there for 12 hours doing all this stuff. You got to ref, you got to house drive Brett the Brick, you got to judge the matches, which, I'm sorry, you cannot have one person judge the matches. That's not right. You need 3 people. Because what happened was I gave the wrong judge's decision. The problem was the robot that I gave the win to, his weapon was working. The other team's weapon wasn't working, even though he was on the aggression the whole time. And I guess they went up and appealed the decision and did whatever. But yeah, but yeah, and they didn't ask me to come back for the 2024 season, probably because I wasn't very good at it. And yes, I know about all the controversies. I wasn't involved in all that, so no comment on that. But I'm happy I did it. I made a little money, got to see the whole behind the scenes thing with Norwalk. I've done everything I could possibly do with Norwalk, except win a golden Brett. That's about it. But I am planning to making a comeback as a competitor at the May Norwalk event. I made a reservation. I'm getting Mondo fixed up and prepared for that event, and yeah, it's really crazy how big it's gotten, to the point there's lotteries and all kinds of craziness for it. Like, it's ridiculous. 19 minutes. But I'm happy with how big it's gotten. It's really impressive. Like, I remember for the longest time, Motorama was the biggest event in, at least on the Northeast for a while, and now it's just an afterthought. Now you got Norwalk, and well, you had Robo Games, and now you have Robo Games, and let me tell you about Robo Games. So So I went to a few of them because I think when I was the first one I went to was in 2015, and I was on such a high because I was winning all these events with Mondo, and I thought, all right, I'll go out to California and see how well I do there. And each year I got better. Well, except for 2016, but that was single elimination. And then 2023 turns out Robo Games was coming back, and I was excited for it and decided, all right, because aside from maybe, I don't know, winning a giant nut or something, or maybe one of the Robot Wars belts, which I have sitting in my chair over there, I always wanted to win a Robo Games medal because I think being on the podium of a world championship sounds awesome. And, well, no, nothing controversial happened. Well, not from me, but my hives came back a month before the event started. And yeah, I worked myself up into stress again. And because, you know, with a world championship, the stress level just shoots up. But shockingly, I did manage to get that medal. This was the bronze. And if you open it up, you can see a little heart right there that says Robo Games 2023. It's really cute. I really like this. Yeah. If I only had a heart. But there were, like, if you thought safety in Norwalk was out of it, but holy crap, Robo Games. Like, Robo Games for the past few years has had a lot of safety issues, particularly with their heavyweight arena. I remember at the 2015 one, a piece of something went through the roof of the arena and hit, like, the actual ceiling. And yeah, that was a thing that happened. And then I wasn't at the 2017 one, but I do know there was the Toro Maximus whoops match where a piece of Lexan came off and the whole arena was just falling apart. And yeah, that's really one of the big reasons why I don't think that their Robo Games 2025 is happening. It's because they're using the same arena that they've been doing for like 20 years, and BattleBots has gotten so crazy, like, at least when the show came back, like, the robots have just become insanely superpowered. And like, that arena had breaches, it had lights falling from the ceiling, pieces flying out and into the crowd. Like, it makes the Robot Wars arena from the 90s look safe. And and yeah, in Robo Games 2023, there was at least 3 breaches. Stuff was flying out into the crowd. There was a bit where there was a lipo fire, and the guys came in without gas masks, and then it sucked. But I was hoping when 2024 happened, I was hoping, all right, let's hope they fix up that arena and hopefully everything works out. No. There was another series of breaches. One person got hurt. Like, it's inexcusable at this point that they're not building a new arena or any of that. So yeah, it's safe to say Robo Games is done. But what are you gonna do? And it sucks because I like the people working there. Bunny was a very big help getting all my gear out to the event, and the David running the Beetleweight arena, which it's not a bad arena. It's just very slippery to drive on. It's not like wood. It's very plasticky. But I still had fun going to those events regardless. And but yeah, I took a break from the full combat events, and I've been doing an event called Capture the Cube. Rossetti's Replicas, also known as Ian, he has his own robot called Quicksand, and he goes to an event at Artisans Asylum in Boston where basically it's like capture the flag, but there's like 2 cubes in the center, and you have to try and get them back to your square and get points. And I think we make a good team. We took second at the previous one. We lost to Seth and his team, and we won the latest one this past month. And I gotta say, like, Capture the Cube, I think it's a breath of fresh air. It's less stressful than all the full combat events. You don't have to worry about all the expensive damage. And it's fun, too. So, yeah, if you're ever in the Boston area, check out Artisans Asylum. Maybe get a bot together for Capture the Cube, because it's a lot of fun. Now, speaking of new events that I've never been to before, I am thinking of, because I want to take a break from beetle weights. Like, with how crazy beetle weights have gotten, it's gotten too crazy. But I am going to have a featherweight built together. It's not going to be a spinner. I have been thinking of getting together a kind of like a Storm 2 / Atomic style lifter, which should be good for fending off against big spinners and also being effective at flipping bots and doing whatever. Kind of like a sport, and also be able to interchange the weapons with like a big atomic scoop or a lifter for the sportsman events, which I think it's a pretty cool idea. And I'm thinking of attending my first ever UK robot event. Because this past year I was thinking of going to Robo Nerd, which was run by Simon Harrison of King Buxton. But unfortunately the event is canceled for good. But I still am planning, and I am aiming for the Robots Live event in Crowley in September of 2025. I was going to get a featherweight design put together. I was going to talk to Team Immersion about it, and probably get a CAD and something put together for this design. Because I want to try something different. Because I don't want to stick, because I've got Derpy sitting over there. That thing is not going to make it in full combat. I tried. Yes, I know, I beat a lampshade. Big whoop. But, yeah. But I think it'll be a nice change. So, well, we'll see how this year goes. Just letting you know how things are going, how work's going, BattleBots, and YouTube in general. So, thanks for keeping supporting me these past few years. Let's hope 2025 is a really good year. Till next time, peace out and cease.